Thank you, Rob. Welcome to Queens for a critical showdown between two teams in the NCAA tournament conversation. The St. John's Red Storm welcoming in the Xavier Musketeers. John Fanta, Tariq Turner with you from Carnesecca. Starting lineups are sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. We have a fascinating matchup at the point guard spot. Paul Scruggs is averaging over 6 dishes per game. Posh Alexander on the other side, totaling nearly 3 steals per game. A senior versus a freshman, and we have a lot of leaders in the Big East tonight.
Yeah, and they're all doing it in different ways. Champagne's had the breakout year as a sophomore, leading this team in scoring and rebounding. And then Fremantle, another sophomore, it's a power guy, plays bully ball. And, you know, this guy right here has a chance, if he finishes out strong, to possibly be player of the year. The Brooklyn kid who was under the radar in high school is now playing big time on the Big East level. And this guy right here, Zach Fremantle, is a bully down low. He can also step out, but he's a physical banger, hard worker, heart and soul of this team, but he gives you a double-double kind of effort every night.
He's out of New Jersey and loves coming close to home to play. Fremantle wins the tip for the Musketeers, who are in Navy, St. John's in the white.
St. John's will come out man-to-man. They're going to switch everything 1 through 5 and try to protect the paint. Xavier, on the other hand, wants to play through the paint.
Fremantle sets the tone for the Musketeers, coming off that 30-point performance.
That's a good start. Nice cross-screen action for Fremantle, who's their go-to guy down low. He got to his sweet spot and finished with a high percentage shot.
Here's Rasheem Dunn, who's been a key to St. John's recent surge.
Well, he is the guy that takes the pressure off of Posh Alexander. Very good going to the rim. He gets that quick first step in that angle and gets to the rim.
Handling this pressure was Xavier's goal heading into this game. 19 turnovers in the first meeting against the Red Storm.
That's the key, and Travis Steele talked about that. Handling the ball, staying poised offensively, and controlling tempo by not turning the ball over versus St. John's' pressure.
Alexander rises. Short on this one. Musketeers coming off an 80-72 loss to UConn on Saturday, giving up 11 threes to the Huskies, and R.J. Cole going for 24 as Carter is short on his first attempt.
You know, St. John's wants to push tempo. They're looking to run off of misses to get the ball up quickly.
Champagnie, that's what he can do, the Big East top scorer.
Well, the scouting report is he's a very good catch-and-shoot guy, but he's multi-dimensional, can put it on the floor, and you have to respect the fact that he's so talented and versatile. That's why they gave him a little bit of space. Champagnie made him pay with his first 3.
Kunkel, the Belmont transfer, is off. There's the offensive rebound for Carter, and that's a concern for St. John's. They got out-rebounded by 17 in that first meeting against Xavier back in January.
That was the biggest focal point of this team for St. John's, getting ready for this game, is battling on the glass. They cannot be minus 17 if they want to win this game at home. And Xavier, bigger, more physical, they're going to try to make that a point of emphasis.
Champagnie off the dribble. Offensive board for Roberts. Dunn to an open Alexander. He's 0 for 2 from deep.
Well, he has to take those shots because he has to keep the defense honest, and they're both good in-rhythm shots, the last 2 he's taken.
Nate Johnson was in rhythm. He's the nation's top 3-point shooter. Here's Dunn. On the break, Rasheem Dunn.
Well, he's playing under control, and he's playing in attack mode, and there's a balance there. He didn't really have that last year, but this year he's more under control, making good decisions. The senior with that experience is showing through.
There's Alexander, the Big East steals leader, with a swipe and a bucket.
Well, that's what he does. He's a relentless ball pressure guard and probably the best on-the-ball defender, not just in the conference, I think in the country. As you said, leads the conference in steals, quick hands, quick feet, and great anticipation.
Third in college basketball now with 56 steals on his freshman season. Fremantle can't respond. It'll stay, though, with the Musketeers.
Like, John, even that last play, the missed shot was rushed because of Alexander's ball pressure all the way up the floor.
Travis Steele, year 3 as a Xavier head coach, but year 13 with the program. He started out in 2008-09 as Sean Miller's director of basketball operations. Johnson the dish to Kunkel, but he was out of bounds.
St. John's is connected defensively. As we look at Coach Anderson, going for his 400th win tonight, by the way.
From UAB to Missouri to Arkansas, now it's St. John's has the Red Storm surging. Winners of 6 of their last 7. They give it away here to Scruggs. Scruggs all the way, and the senior scores it.
And that was just a miscommunication and a good read by Scruggs getting in the passing lane, the 6'4" senior guard.
Vince Cole short. Great anticipation by Dunn on that pass inside to Fremantle.
He beat his man around with his foot speed.
It will stay with the Red Storm. Posh Alexander getting St. John's revved up.
You can't turn your head when this guy's guarding you because he will take your lunch money and make you pay. Posh Alexander finishing with the layup.
Xavier is playing their first game of the season tonight without fans.
It's been an amazing year for a lot of reasons and a lot of firsts, and that alone tells you what kind of season it's been. St. John's, actually, their last game at Butler was their first game where they kind of played with a few fans in front of them, but that was on the road. At home, they played in front of empty crowds.
Seven on the shot clock for Cole off to Alexander. Alexander with 3. Now 0 for 3 from distance.
So you can see Xavier is forcing Posh Alexander to be a jump shooter. They know he wants to get to the paint, so they're going under the screen and daring him to shoot. And so far, he's 0 for 3 from the field. From 3, I mean.
Fremantle was left open and capitalized.
And then, Fremantle, you can't leave him open. That's the second closest basket he's made on the block. And they're looking for him as the first option when they get the ball reversed.
St. John's coach Mike Anderson telling us Fremantle may be the most improved player in the Big East, although he talked about his guy first, Julian Champagny, who's got the basketball now. 5 on the shot clock. Dunn.
A good defensive possession by Xavier, and they know that St. John's wants to get to the rim. They got a good closeout by Scruggs, and they close it out with the rebound.
Xavier now 0 for 6 from 3. Champagny rises in and out, and the Johnnies are 1 for 7, so some cold shooting for both teams to start.
Both teams are still getting a feel for each other. It's clear that Xavier is more concerned with St. John's getting to the basket.
Well, there's the X factor, Kobe Jones.
Kobe Jones is more of a slasher than a shooter, but if you leave him open with his feet set, he's going to shoot that ball with confidence. That's only his 10th 3 attempt of the game, of the season, but he knocks it down and looks good shooting it.
A 7-0 spurt from the Musketeers. We've been talking about their defense to start. Travis Steele was not pleased with the little things defensively after the Saturday loss to UConn, in which they gave up 80.
The thing you worry about most with St. John's is their ability to get to the rim off the bounce.
Well, Xavier's keeping them from the rim. And Cole
Carter with the block and the contest.
Scruggs with a head of steam, got stripped. Scruggs says why not, and knocks it down. The Xavier Musketeers, a 10-0 run.
Scruggs is going to have a strong game after coming off of a subpar scoring game, 9 points versus UConn. He's coming out looking for his shot. He knows his team needs his leadership on the road.
What did Travis Steele tell us? He'll be ready. Dunn was fouled, and they'll send him to the line for a pair.
Xavier starting to heat up from 3, and it started first with the freshman Jones, and a nice read by Scruggs, who just kind of dragged that out with the string dribble, and then Scruggs steps up and knocks down the second 3 for Xavier. And this young man,
Williams Jr., who's checked into this game, and you were talking before how important Greg Williams' presence is for this St. John's stretch of 4 out of 5 regular season games at home.
He's very important. He's really their glue guy. And talking to Coach Anderson, yesterday at practice, He said, look, he was our third leading scorer before he had the back injury, and now we finally think he's back healthy. So look for him to play big minutes tonight.
Johnson off the dribble, spins out. On the shot clock. Dunn to Champagnie over Fremantle, and he hits.
The ball movement was there. They reversed the ball a couple times, and a nice read by Dunn with the driving kick.
Now Champagnie getting back and racking up the board. He's got a pair of triples. Champagnie again. Off this time.
He loves that corner three. That's one of his sweet spots when he catches it in rhythm. Champagnie versatile enough where he'll start attacking the basket as well and not just settling.
Little pick and pop action to C.J. Wilcher, the freshman. Here comes Dylan Adaiwusu, another player that really excites this coaching staff, as we got a foul here soon.
Well, they're going to take some chances. You know that, John. And defensively, St. John's is a team that causes havoc for 40 minutes. And it's not just the steals, it's the pace, it's the speeding up of tempo and making the game faster than the opponents want it. And this Xavier team does not want to play fast, but they have to adjust, handle the ball. So far, they've done a pretty good job of limiting their turnovers.
Over 17 turnovers forced per game by the Red Storm. It's in the top 15 in the country. 3 thus far for Xavier, 4 on the shot clock here. Odom with 1. And stand by the Johnnies.
Good job by Earlington, not leaving his feet, keeping a high hand in the closeout.
Adaiwusu steamrolling to the bucket.
Well, the one thing you notice about Adaiwusu is he's great at attacking closeouts. He's a straight line driver, strong upper body, and when he gets downhill, he makes good decisions and can finish with either hand.
A 7-0 spurt by the Johnnies to answer Xavier's 10-0 run. Here's Jones, his second 3.
He's in rhythm, and obviously, Earlington thought he was going to use the ball screen, but he froze him and just elevated over the top using his size at 6'5".
Earlington deflected by Jones. It'll stay with St. John's.
Freshman Adaiwusu continuing to contribute off the bench and has shown a strong ability to finish with either hand. And then the other freshman, Jones, says, I can do the same thing, but knock down a 3-ball. That's his second one of the game.
How about the underclassmen in this conference this season as Greg Williams Jr. floats some hits?
Good sign by Williams, and he's going to have a chance to get back in rhythm as his minutes increase.
We've got an offensive foul taken by Earlington. It's on Scruggs.
And there's that speeded up pace. St. John's makes you play faster than you want. Scruggs had a chance to finish, but instead of jump stopping, he plows right over Earlington. Nice job by Earlington taking the contact.
Marcellus Earlington, Mike Anderson said it before, built like a football player, and out of Don Bosco, played football, actually contemplated it, but has stuck on the hardwood.
Well, he's really settled into his role, and that's to be a defender. We're going to call a push-off on Adaiwusu here. The stoppages, the disruption, and also learning how to play within your role. And Earlington has been a good example of that.
How cool is this as a way to honor the legendary Georgetown college basketball legend, John Thompson, Mike Anderson, and other coaches across college basketball donning the NABC towel.
Yeah, NABC, the National Association of Black Coaches, which has been around for a long time. There's only right to pay tribute to John Thompson, not just this year, but forever, because he had that kind of impact as a pioneer for not only the game, but black coaches in particular. And Mike Anderson, to tell you, the 2 most influential coaches in his career were Nolan Richardson, who was his mentor and father figure at Arkansas, and John Thompson.
Really special stuff as Marcellus Earlington taking the charge, now canning the triple.
This bench unit, the second unit of St. John's, starting to settle in, and Earlington's a guy that can give you some offense, but also an interior defender, and Isaiah Moore the same. Xavier, on the other hand, still continuing to attack through Scruggs.
Musketeers now 3 of 12 from 3 off the miss. Here's Moore with a size advantage. Got swarmed by 3 Musketeers. Arlington again. Marcellus Arlington with a pair of trifectas.
He got that confidence. I watched him in practice yesterday. He stayed afterwards and worked on his shot by himself. He was the last person in the gym, and that's a good sign for a guy that wants to keep playing with rhythm.
This is a 15-3 run by the Red Storm, but Travis Steele told us that's all part of playing St. John's.
Oh, yeah. You know, the last few games, going back to Butler, Providence, and Villanova, St. John's has gotten leads up to 14, 15 points, and then giving them back.
C.J. Wilcher with the answer. And between Wilcher and Jones, a combined 9, but the threes are raining here. Greg Williams responds.
Greg Williams looks sharp off the bench and knocks down his second field goal. As Arlington, the junior, looks good in rhythm off the bench, giving St. John's some offensive firepower.
A lot for standing Xavier with just the 7 conference games due to multiple COVID-19 pauses. These 2 teams right in the thick of things.
Yeah, and you know, this is where you start talking about net ratings and quad 1, quad 2 wins. And right now, St. John's is a net 73. Xavier's a net 40. So there's a lot at stake here. And, you know, this is a chance for Xavier to get a quad 1 win on the road, which is significant. And for St. John's, it's a chance for them to be the quad win team at home. So whatever happens here will have a big effect on the next upcoming weeks going into the Big East tournament.
As you saw, Mike DeCourcy's bracketology in the pregame. St. John's on the outside looking in right now. Nate Johnson from the outside, his first 3.
You just can't leave him open. He is a guy that is an emergency kind of closeout guy. You got to make him put the ball on the floor. Leads the nation in three-point shooting over 50%.
Moore, the big man, has some range.
Well, you know, what you're seeing is St. John's is driving and kicking. They're scoring off the pass, not off the bounce. And that's how you want the ball to flow. And St. John's, in a nice rhythm, Isaiah Moore steps right into that with confidence.
Scruggs weaving his way to the hole. Thought he got fouled by Williams, but St. John's looks to run off the miss. Here's Dunn. Hitting Rasheem Dunn with a tough shot over Kunkel, and Dunn's got 8.
Well, he's looking for a shot. He's come out with an aggressive mindset, and Kunkel had his hands down, and Dunn made him pay with a nice pull-up.
St. John's has made 7 straight field goals.
In a nice rhythm here.
Kunkel off the catch. Xavier on the other side, 9 for 24 from the field. Look at Dunn go. Off to Williams from Alexander, in and out.
Yeah, that's a good shot. It didn't go in, but that's the kind of shot you live with. St. John's pushing the tempo, and Xavier trying to focus on their transition deep.
Kunkel open and hits.
Kunkel's another guy that you have to make him put the ball on the floor. Big-time shooter, the junior.
Oh, Arlington, all 3 of these. Marcellus Arlington, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc.
St. John's did not shoot the ball well in their last game at Butler from 3. They shot 31%. Tonight, a different story, shooting with confidence, and multiple guys are making shots.
Arlington has come up huge in a critical spot before, and Scruggs is fouled in that win over UConn on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Marcellus Arlington had 15 points off the bench and was 3 of 3 from downtown in that one.
He's an important player. I mean, his role has changed a little bit. This year, Coach Anderson wanted him to focus more on being a defender, a screener, and a tough, rugged rebounder. And, you know, Coach Anderson told me yesterday at practice that he wants to play. And it almost makes sense because of how hard and how fast they play. You want to keep fresh bodies. And there hasn't been much of a drop-off this last 7-game stretch when they put in guys from the bench.
Xavier switching to his own.
And it's not a surprise. I mean, this is part of Xavier's game plan.
As a result, after the scramble, they get the stop.
Look at that ball pressure by Alexander. It's just relentless.
About that St. John's depth, up 10. The reserve points tonight thus far. Fremantle. Johnson with the shot fake. Johnson, beautiful dish, the maneuverability to Fremantle.
Well, it was a nice read by Johnson to take the ball strong off the rim.
Now a turnover here. Up ahead to Fremantle. Who puts it in? Zach Fremantle with 2 straight buckets.
That's a quick turnaround. 2 quick baskets by Xavier to cut this to a 2-point lead.
Alexander up top to Champagnie.
And the eyes, they read their eyes. Julian Champagnie looked at Posh Alexander and looked up at the rim, and Alexander read it perfectly with the perfect lob pass.
Partner, can you tell this one means a little more?
The intensity's here. You can tell that they know what's at stake, both teams.
Fremantle on an island. 2 of the best sophomores in the conference going at it here. Fremantle can't hit. Extra opportunity, though. Tandy knocks it down. The confidence from Kiki Tandy.
That zone, they want to get the ball in that high post. That's what they're looking for.
A foul on Scruggs, and for Scruggs, that's his second.
I got you, big dog. I got you.
A 2-point game in Queens, critical for both squads.
Well together, and it's a big reason why they've won 6 of their last 7. St. John's still in that man-to-man, and they're trying to put pressure on the ball. Actually, they're in the zone now. They're in the 2-3 zone.
Jones from the corner. Short
guys as a man, but good change up there. You know, just trying to throw Xavier off.
Cole with the take. Fremantle did just enough and willed his way to the board.
He didn't get enough arc on that shot, and Cole has not been able to get in rhythm tonight, and they need him to shoot.
Tandy. St. John's looks to run a nip and tuck first half. Champagnie, the extra pass to Moore, who knows what to do with it. Isaiah Moore.
Well, not only was it a great look, but nice job by Moore running the floor hard and got rewarded. Moore, probably the best finisher around the rim with the explosive athleticism. Makes the play look easy.
A neo steal for Dunn. Johnson couldn't connect. Dunn comes down with it. Up ahead to Moore. What a catch. He just couldn't finish.
Yeah, he didn't know where the rim was. He caught it, but he kind of lost sight of where the rim was.
Dish off to Jones from Tandy. Tandy and Jones. Johnson comes down with it. Another battle for it. That's off Xavier.
That extra pass by Champagnie, you got to respect his shooting ability. The defense reacts and closes out to him, and it left Moore wide open, who did a great job of sprinting the court and being the first man up the floor. Xavier back in that 2-3. It's not an aggressive 2-3, and this is where Champagnie can make some plays.
It's where Cole can make some shots as well. Vince Cole's first bucket.
You like that. You like the fact that he took the shot, one, because it keeps the defense honest. The defender had to make a decision on whether to guard Champagnie in the high post or guard the 3.
Alexander picked his pocket. Alexander upstairs to Champagnie. Goodness.
Can't beat it. You're scoring off your defense, and that's what makes St. John's so dangerous. They turn you over, and then they score off of that live ball turnover. Perfect lob pass to Champagnie.
Just a freshman and a sophomore another deflection. And even though it'll stay Xavier's way, St. John's activity has produced an 8-0 spurt.
Yep, and it's their activity on the defensive end. It's their active hands. And here's Alexander just making an easy play, perfect lob pass. And Champagnie with his second lob alley-oop dunk. Freshman to sophomore, Brooklyn to Brooklyn.
The bounce to Carter, who willed his way to a foul on Moore.
You know, you're looking at L.J. Figueroa, were upperclassmen on the St. John's team, and Champagnie kind of deferred to them. This year, he said, no, this is my team. And he did it in a way where he included his teammates. And he doesn't take volume shots. He takes great shots, plays within the flow of the game, and at the end of the game, he always has at least 19.
He's got a dozen in this first half, 4 of 7 from the field.
Shot clock differential of about 13 seconds, so St. John's will get another shot, but Xavier needs to get some rhythm versus this swarming defense.
7 on the shot clock here. Tandy got that deflected by Cole. How about St. John's defensively? Up ahead.
And there's the one mistake Dunn made. They should have held for one shot.
Fremantle off the window. They've got 7 seconds here. Williams. The crossover. Williams all the way. Oh, could not finish, and that'll do it for our opening half.
Well, you can see what both teams are viewing this game as a major opportunity to move up in the ranks. Both teams playing hard. St. John's up 8 at the half.
On the other side, we'll send it to Los Angeles. Rob Stone and Steve Lavin with highlights and more from this first half. A critical matchup for 2 NCAA tournament contenders. A single-digit game at the break. Posh Alexander on that leading scorers list, but he has 7 assists.
Yes, and he has 0 fouls, which is very important because he had foul trouble in their last game at Butler.
No turnovers either. 10 on the timer for Dunn. Rasheem Dunn off on his first attempt of this second half. So we'll see if Xavier's defense, which has struggled since coming off this third COVID-19 pause, can respond here.
Well, Xavier is going to continue to attack the glass, and that's what they do. And certainly St. John's has to gain rebound with all 5 guys to continue to extend this lead if they can.
Cole rises. He's a little long here. Alexander somehow skied above Odom for the rebound and the putback.
Well, that's just toughness right there. He's an underrated rebounder, mainly because people don't expect him to battle down low at 5'10". He's 5'10" at the most, and that was just an effort rebound right there, giving St. John's a 10-point lead.
Johnson is short, and the nation's top 3-point shooters, 1 for 6 from deep. Cole catch and shoot.
Well, you want him aggressive, and Cole is the kind of guy who has the green light when he gets his feet set, and one of the few transition baskets by Xavier, beating St. John's up the court for an easy 2.
Just 8 fast break points for the Musketeers. Lead back to single digits. That was the first time it had gotten to double digits for either team in this game. Alexander, what a motor this freshman has.
He knows how to find the seams in the low body of gravity, center of gravity, and that explosive step.
Here he comes again off the Champagnie steal, up ahead to Dunn. And an offensive foul is called on Rasheem Dunn.
I'm not sure about that. That was questionable. I'd like to see a replay there, but it looked like versus Posh Alexander with a nice split dribble, kept it low so no one could get near it, and was able to finish off the glass. A nice play for the freshman. Xavier still running them, kind of scale things back and not give as many sets and put as much stuff into their offensive repertoire because they've had so many lost moments. They haven't practiced much. They've missed a lot of games. This is only the 3rd game in like 37 days. Think about that. So there's been a lot of adversity for Xavier, and when that happens, he talked to us about habits, and habits being rebounding and transition defense. If you're not practicing, if you're not playing in games, it's hard to really get a consistent effort from that, and that's been one of the challenges he's talked about.
Well, to further illustrate just the gap for Xavier, they played St. John's on January 6th. They've only played 3 times since then. As Jones knocks it down, Kobe Jones is having a night, his 3rd trifecta.
And, you know, at this point, you can't leave him open. He's hit 3 threes. You got to get a high hand and close it out on him. Make him put the ball on the floor.
Alexander thought about it, now takes it. Posh Alexander after 2 first-half points. He's already got 7 in the opening moments of the second. Scruggs extra pass to Carter. Musketeers share it well, and Fremantle hits, and that's why they're in the top 10 in college basketball with over 18 assists per game.
Well, they move the ball well, and they're always looking for each other, and the extra pass usually means a high percentage shot.
Champagny pulls.
Not a bad shot. You know, he got the space he needed and just missed it a little long there.
Scruggs with some maneuverability off to Fremantle, mostly on the road. 4 straight Big East road wins was the most in 2+ decades.
And I think the turning point was actually when they lost at Xavier in early January, when they didn't play well. And Alexander especially did not play well. And since then, they have really turned their season around, mainly on the defensive end, holding opponents to 10 points less than they were before that.
Wiltshire. Xavier now 9 of 25 from beyond the arc. Falling a bit cold here in this second half. Cole off the cut.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Rebound by Fremantle. He's already got 8 boards, along with his 15 points. Scruggs all the way, and the foul for the senior.
And that's what he does. Body control, the size is 6'4", and the ability to finish with contact. One of the better big guards in the conference. And he's such a tough matchup because of his size, his ball handling ability, and his strength. The senior is going to have to really play big in this last 15-minute stretch.
I have always known what I'm going to get from Paul Scruggs. That's what Travis Steele told us about his senior.
It's a good feeling as a head coach to know your point guard can be trusted and is going to bring it every night.
Arlington has a pair of threes, make it a trio.
He looks good. I mean, he is catching and shooting with no hesitation. And I wouldn't say he's a great shooter, but he's a really good rhythm shooter when he gets his feet set and he has time to get it off.
Pick the right time to find a rhythm. Scruggs. Arlington with the straight-up defense. Now the Johnnies have a 5-on-2. Alexander to Champagny.
And that's the 3rd lob from Alexander to Champagny, and that was a prime example of Xavier not getting back in transition. It was basically a 5-on-2 fast break. Easy opportunity for St. John's.
3 times up the elevator between the freshman, sophomore, Brooklyn boys duo. Scruggs from way downtown. Champagny with the board. St. John's with their largest lead. Alexander with great court vision, but Williams could not connect. And it'll go back to Xavier.
That's the 2nd layup he's missed and come up short. Moving the ball, and Arlington has been a big catalyst, and then the transition game, particularly these 2 guys, Alexander to Champagny, has been a big part of St. John's scoring in the open court.
It's Alexander's 8th assist, and what stands out with that tally of 8 dishes, no turnovers for the true freshman.
That's what you want as a point guard, taking care of the basketball, making good decisions.
Kunkel. Another stop. Xavier's gone cold. Adaiwusu is off here. Johnson up ahead to Scruggs, who finishes with the left hand.
Scruggs is really the only guy, along with Fremantle, that has been able to consistently get into the paint.
Arlington again. It is Marcellus Arlington's night. His 4th 3. He's got 14 and hasn't missed.
He's in the zone, and at this point, his teammates are looking for him. They want to get him the ball. Xavier has not made the adjustment and has not been able to close out and get a hand in his face.
Oh, they caught St. John sleeping. Nate Johnson with 2 hands.
Johnson just snuck behind the defense. Greg Williams lost sight of his man, and a nice back cut by Johnson for the dunk.
Xavier back to a 2-3 zone.
This is where Champagny is really dangerous because he'll find the open space.
Alexander knew he missed it. Tried to get the board, but it'll go back to the Musketeers. Marcellus Arlington is having a night.
Off the bench, he's been instant offense, and has all come from the three-point line, getting his feet set, and catching and shooting without hesitation.
13 last year. They went 8-10 in the Big East, and they struggled at times. Steele had to get back in the office, and he said, how do we find winning players? Well, they went the transfer route and found Johnson, who's won at Gardner-Webb.
Well, that's part of the college game and how it's changed. The transfer route is part of your program makeup, and not a surprise to see Steele do that. And it's a great addition having a guy like Nate Johnson who shoots 53% from 3. Big-time shooter, leads the nation in three-point shooting, and he's more than just a three-point shooter. He can get to the rim. He's a strong physical guard at 6'4". He's a nice addition to this Xavier team.
Johnson heaves right on cue for Nate Johnson.
And he's the kind of guy that will always keep you in the game with that three-point shooting ability. 2-possession game now. St. John's needs a basket.
Greg Williams Jr. Extra opportunity for Arlington.
That zone is being extended out a little bit.
Dish off to Williams. Oh, beautifully done, and Isaiah Moore.
And that's how you attack the zone, through the middle. You get the ball into that middle area, and a nice dive by Moore off the assist from Greg Williams.
Thunderous slam at a time in which they needed it. Scruggs a little lost with 10. Carter with the kick. Kunkel off to Johnson. Tipped out to Williams. Adaiwusu to Moore, who's turning it into Rucker Park.
And it starts with the drive. Adaiwusu is probably the best interior passer of the St. John's team. Great IQ. And what he does is he draws 2 defenders in, and Moore, with good hands, finishes with the dunk.
Kunkel the fader. Drops it home.
Both teams trading baskets here. Xavier's going to have to find a way to get some stops.
Come up with one here. Scruggs ahead to Kunkel. He was out of bounds.
And the dunks by Moore all come off the pass. Nice assist, and you draw 2 defenders in, it becomes easier. And here's Adaiwusu doing a great job of drawing the defense in off the penetration. And a nice dive by Moore, who's really settled into his role off the bench as a guy that can give you energy and offense with his athleticism.
Shades of those Tariq Owens slams from a couple years ago.
Similar, yeah, it's similar. Definitely same body build.
6 dunks for the Red Storm this evening. Here's Scruggs. Trying to stay in. Now Kunkel's inbounds. Just off. The officials, after a debate, it's going to go to St. John's. James Breeding.
That looked like that went off of St. John's, actually. St. John's got a break there.
How about those bench points? Talk about what Moore can bring off the bench. He's got 9 of the 30. Arlington with 14.
That's been a big part of St. John's success in this last 7-game stretch.
Alley-oop again! Isaiah Moore just keeps on outdoing himself, having a one-man dunk contest tonight.
And all 3 dunks have come off of great penetration plays by Greg Williams or Adai Wusu, drawing the defense in, getting it into the teeth of the defense, and making the defense commit.
Think of this, 14 points off slams.
The bench continues to drive for the Red Storm.
Fremantle, pick and pop. Fremantle answers. He's got 18.
He's versatile, and that's a big part of his game as well. He's not just a back-to-the-basket guy. Does a nice job of screening and spacing on that pop.
Arlington couldn't hit. Putbacks there, and he's matched a season high with 16.
Arlington's been excellent. I mean, he's been aggressive. He's been in the right place defensively. He took a charge in the first half, and then again, that presence of mind to get the offensive rebound tipping.
The foul on Moore. Isaiah Moore is putting on a show tonight. Boom. Red Storm up 9.
Going back to Chris Mack when Travis Steele was an assistant for 8 or 9 years, and now Travis Steele in his 3rd year, just kind of continuing that legacy of excellence for Xavier. They've been a really good team over the years, even before they got in the Big East, and certainly Travis Steele trying to make a push this year to get them in the tournament.
You think of Chris Mack, Pete Gillen, Sean Miller.
That matter.
The names are countless for this program. It's why they've been to 15 of the last 17 NCAA tournaments and would like to make a return trip here. This is a big opportunity for them, a quadrant 1 road game, but they find themselves down 9.
And the spacing and the patience by St. John's offensively has gotten them a chance to control tempo because they're not taking quick shots. They're cutting and moving hard, and they're reversing the ball a couple times, which is making Xavier kind of shift their movement, giving St. John's wide open looks.
4 players in double figures for the Red Storm.
And the thing you like about St. John's right now is Mike Anderson's done a really good job of resting his star players. Alexander and Champagnie have been able to get a rest and still go in with a cushion of a double-digit lead.
See Arlington, Dylan Adai-Wusu, the depth that matters for St. John's. Part of their formula they stuck with after a 1-5 start to Big East play. Now 7-7 as Fremantle hits the floater. He's got 20.
Well, he's got a nice touch, and he is a guy that can score with his back to the basket or face up. And another nice job by Johnson creating offense off the bounce.
Alexander off the fake. Short.
Another steal by Alexander. Unbelievable.
Oh, look at the battle at midcourt. Bodies all over the hardwood tonight, and a timeout called by Dunn.
If St. John's wins this game, that play right there will exemplify why. The hustle, the scrappiness defensively. And St. John's bails out with the timeout, up 9.
A winning play. Alexander, the freshman's only in single digits in scoring, but he's done more than just that.
Well, he's flirting with a triple-double. 9 points, 8 assists, a career high, and 6 rebounds. And then he has 3 steals. And he just does everything you ask as a point guard, a leader. And he's really just taking his game to another level. As you can see him, he makes the game easier for his teammates. And he's the catalyst defensively for this Mike Anderson 40 minutes of hell defense. And you got to have a guy that leads the top, leads the ship. And he is that guy. He does it game in and game out, making the case for Rookie of the Year.
Saw that trend 7-0 when he puts up 10+. Now Alexander gets it back into double figures with 11.
Yeah, that was almost a turnover, but a heads-up play by Alexander. Always around the ball, and here's that ball pressure again. The trap, trying to speed Xavier up.
Scruggs the give to Jones and the foul.
Nice job by Scruggs keeping his dribble, and he waited for Jones to cut. And the recognition by the freshman moving without the ball, he cut to an open space and gets straight to the rim.
With that dish and bucket, 18 assists for the Musketeers, hitting their average. And it's not as if this has been the same issue for Xavier tonight as in the first matchup with St. John's when they had 19 turnovers. Only 8 turnovers by the Musketeers, only 6 points off those for St. John's.
Well, they won the game by dominating the glass. They were plus 17 when they beat St. John's in early January, and tonight, St. John's has done a better job on the glass.
Kunkel to the hardwood. We've seen bodies all over the deck.
Both teams are playing hard. They know what's at stake, and sometimes when you don't have noise, you don't have energy in the crowd, you got to create your own energy. And you can see both teams are fighting tooth and nail.
10 on the shot clock. Scruggs nearly got a steal. Now with 5, it's Alexander. Alexander with 3. Off to Williams, who drills it.
Wow. Huge shot by Williams, who's starting to get his legs under him. Knocks down, I believe, his second 3 of the night, and St. John's with the bailout 3 to stay up 11 points.
You'd be absolutely right. Kobe Jones, there's just something about playing St. John's. He's got 14.
Well, he's been able to get to the rim at will. Good-looking freshman, plays with poise.
Dunn on an island. Stripped by Kunkel. Scruggs to the corner. Johnson. Just a little bit off for Nate Johnson. Musketeers think it's theirs, and it is.
Here's Alexander with the heads-up pass to Williams, and Williams knew he had 1 second left. Lets it go. Big-time shot.
Kunkel.
You step on the sideline are probably the most frustrating turnovers for a coach. As Mike Anderson just puts his hands on his hips and says, are you serious? You got to know where you are on the court.
Especially when you watch that shot go in. Would have been his 5th triple. Kunkel off to Scruggs.
St. John's in the zone now.
Fremantle off to Kunkel. Another battle for it in Earlington.
That's a big rebound.
He's got 9 of those. One shy of a double-double.
Coach Anderson going to call a set play here. He wants to get his team organized and get a good shot.
Nearly 3-minute drop for St. John's. Earlington can't connect. Alexander, the freshman, rises above everybody.
That's just unbelievable. He comes in out of nowhere and tips it in. The smallest guy in the court with another big-time play.
Scruggs off to Fremantle, who whams it down. And a timeout called by Travis Steele. He has 2 left. We will take 1-2. Just 2 and change left. St. John's looking for what would be their 7th win on the last 8 games. The look here at Posh Alexander.
You just watch him come in the middle of everybody and go over Johnson and I think that was Fremantle for the offensive tip-in.
Each of these teams with 2 timeouts left. St. John's is in the penalty with 7 fouls. Xavier only 3 fouls. Alexander hesitated and scored it. He's got 15.
Well, he's taken over the game in his playmaking ability in the crunch time moments.
Johnson's been cold tonight, but Jones puts it back. Jones with 18, the freshman.
Well, Xavier with some ball pressure here, and St. John's gets the advanced pass. You get the ball right into the middle. That's what you want to do versus pressure. Nice poise by Alexander, not committing a charge, stepping into the paint and pulling up. And Xavier has some fouls to give, which is a good thing for them. They can be aggressive and take some chances without putting St. John's on the line. They only have 3 team fouls.
3 to give for the Musketeers. Not the case for St. John's. They are in the penalty. 10 on the shot clock for Alexander. Dunn, the senior. They've been relying on him in these big moments. Dunn with 2. Dunn with 1. He got it!
Big-time shot by a big-time senior who's been aggressive all game and really complimenting Posh Alexander. Both of those guys playing with a lot of confidence.
Jones can't connect from the corner, and Adaiwusu comes down with it. And now Xavier begins to foul. They do have now 2 to give as Jones fouls Alexander.
Dunn came out the game really aggressive, and here he closes the game with a nice pull-up jumper. The ability to stop on a dime is something he's really perfected.
Well, he had come in averaging 13 and 8 in the last 2. And tonight, again, Rasheem Dunn in crunch time for this program, stepping up with 15. Xavier not fouling here. Champagny with the contact and the dagger.
Big-time play by, in my opinion, possibly the Big East Player of the Year. Julian Champagny with the sweep up and under. Knew he was going to get hit, took the contact, and that explosiveness is in full effect for the sophomore from BK.
Julian Champagny just shy of his average with 19 to lead the way. Jones can't connect. The St. John's Red Storm have just strung all of the winning plays together in these final minutes, and it's why they've turned their season around.
Well, they made winning plays, and it came first off on the defensive end by getting stops when they needed them most, and then the balanced scoring attack. 5 guys in double figures. Great floor game by Posh Alexander, and Champagny stepping up when his team needed him most. And obviously the bench play, this man right here, Marcellus Earlington.
The next Xavier foul will put, a turnover here. Scruggs picks it up. He got fouled. Count it.
Well, there's an old rule. You never want to inbound the ball under your opposing team's basket because it gives them a chance to score the ball. And I'm not going to blame Adaiwusu, only him. His teammates got to get open, and they got to make themselves available so he can have a release man. So a little bit of a breakdown there, and a nice job by Xavier. This game, they're trying to lengthen the game, Xavier is, by pressuring it and stopping the clock.
Back within 9. Xavier takes a timeout. We'll take one, too.
In terms of positioning yourself to move up the ladder, and that's what you want. You want, as Mike Anderson told me yesterday, you want to be playing your best basketball going into March. And if they're able to come out tonight with the win, which it looks like they will, then they would have won 7 of their last 8. So certainly what Travis Steele said is true. This is the hottest team in the Big East. It'll
be interesting to see where St. John's lands on Mike DeCourcy's next Fox Sport bracket. You can find those every Monday and Friday. And for St. John's, starting 4 on their final 5 regular season games at Carnesecca, they begin it in the right fashion as Scruggs is off. Now with 2, the 400th win in the head coaching career of Mike Anderson. For Tariq Turner, I'm John Fanta. Let's send you to Los Angeles, coast to coast, to Rob Stone and Steve Lavin, as the Johnnies are a winner in Queens.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Well, tonight here on FS1, we saw two kind of new contenders to Villanova's Big East crown really assert themselves at home. Earlier, UConn with the return of James Bouknight, then St. John's, who've now won 7 of their last 8. More on both those programs coming up. Steve Lavin, Rob Stone here with you. Let's start with the Johnnies. They get win number 14.